take a look at this 3.0 Majin Vegeta. This is made by Black Hole Toys and TK Customs. So Black Hole Toys is the one that made the body, and TK Customs is more known for their head sculpts. So they made the face plates and the head sculpts that come with this guy. So this is Solemn Valor version A. Version B was the battle damage one. I have a review up for this guy if you want to check them out. We'll also put these guys side by side later on in the video. So this one doesn't have any battle damage anywhere. So this is what their box art looks like. They like to put an anime picture of the character in the front. They have a small open window in the front also for box art collectors if you want to put them on your shelf like that. And not much else going on with the box here. So I got this guy off of HobbyModelStore.com. He was around $45, which is not a bad price because he does come with a lot of accessories. So this is your clamshell. We have several different hands, several different faces, 2 head sculpts, and then a key blast effect. Version B also came with the same amount of accessories. Just the key blast effect is different. And, you know, obviously all the battle damage and things like that. So we'll go over these accessories real quick. It does come with 2 partially open palm hands. He has 2 karate style hands, 2 more fully open palm hands, and he has 2 key blasting hands. And he has 1 hand for the special attack that he does to Fat Boo. And for the last hand here, this is the one that when I did my review for version B, I didn't know what this hole was for, but now we know what it's for because this key blast effect that it comes with plugs into this hole, so it doesn't stay in there if you were to just kind of like plug it in, but when you do plug it in, it makes it look seamless. And for the key blast effect, not the best looking key blast effect. We have other effects that look a whole lot better, but this one does the job if you set it up right with the stand and get them into a good pose and add some other effects. I think it still looks pretty good. So pretty simple stuff here with the stand, just plug and play. And that's what it looks like all put together. So not bad for accessories. You get them in a lot of different poses and things like that. So for the face plates, and these ones are not battle damaged, but they are all the same as version B. So we have one of him looking off to the side to add to that special attack hand, and that looks pretty good. The next face is a yelling face, and the line work and detail from TK, they did a really good job. I didn't really like these face plates at first. I thought they looked pretty weird, but when you have them in hand, it actually looks like Vegeta, Majin Vegeta, so they did a really good job with that. For this next face plate it's kind of like laughing, I think, but he's also sweating, so the sweat marks give the face more pop there, more detail, and it looks pretty good when you get him in a good pose. Next face is a smirking face. You know, Vegeta's real cocky, so again, it looks pretty accurate in my opinion. Leave a comment below on what you think about these face plates, but the line work and the detail, like TK, they do a really good job. They have a lot of head sculpts out there that look pretty good. The other head sculpt that he comes with is a windswept head. They're looking to the side with the grin when he's blasting the stadium. So version B came with this same exact sculpt with no battle damage on it. This one comes with the same exact sculpt again. So now getting into the figure, let's take a look at this guy up close. So no battle damage this time, and pulling him out of the box, he has his straight looking face. And again, I like the faces. They look pretty accurate. I think maybe they could sit a little bit higher on the neck, but that would be like the only thing that looks pretty off to me. I mentioned before that I'm not the biggest fan of pearlescent head sculpts, but the aesthetic look of this head sculpt is in Super Saiyan 2 form, and the pearlescent look, I mean, some like it, some don't, but it does look good nonetheless. The way this guy works again is comes in 3 parts now, so the full bang is not attached, so that's another thing that's new for these 3.0 Vegetas. There's no shading in this figure. This is all just the dark blue plastic. It has like a matte finish. This is all skin tone plastic with the white gloves. That's plastic also. And then the boots are the white plastic. And then the tip of the boot is painted over yellow. And then the bottom is painted gray. We have little scratches in the jumpsuit. You can kind of see them pretty good on camera. But just little details there. Little creases in his back. and you know, some more scratches in there, so it's not completely bare. You do get some kind of detail in there. So Black Hole Toys did a really good job. And here are the differences between version B and version A. At this point, I think it's all comes down to preference. I honestly like the battle damage version a little bit better, but they both look good. Just a quick look and a comparison to see which version you guys would want to get. And these are just the first two variants that Black Hole Toys and TK are sending out. The other ones are going to be like a, I think it's black or maybe like a super dark blue, but I'll have reviews up for those guys once I get them in hand. So these are differences between the two. And both version A and version B have the pearlescent head sculpts. I was thinking version A was going to come with a matte head sculpt, so there's no difference in what the hair looks like. They both have windswept and hair that's standing still. Leave a comment below on which one you think looks better, or which one that you would want to get and keep in your collection. And then a quick comparison between 2.0 to 3.0. So one thing about the 3.0s, a lot of complaints are that these shoulders stick out too far. If you just push your shoulders in, I think that makes it look, you know, the way he should look. The musculature, obviously the 3.0 is going to be a lot buffer. The height is definitely the same, and the color of the gi, the matte finishes on Black Hole Toys, and then the more shinier finishes on this 2.0 Vegeta. I'm not sure if this is SJ's Figuarts Kong or Demoniacal Fit, but they all use the same mold. So leave a comment below on which one you feel is better, 2.0 or 3.0. I like the 3.0, and I'm still gonna keep them all in my collection, at least for now. So articulation for this guy, he does have the double ball peg here, so we'll get a lot of movement out of that. I did have to oil up this peg because the neck was super tight. All the other joints on at least my copy, after just working them around, they kind of loosened up on their own. So he looks down pretty far without his face splitting. Looks up really good as well. The range of motion, again, for the double ball peg, it always works really good, especially for these 3.0, so a lot of range there. He reaches up pretty far as well. These butterfly joints are good also. He reaches in pretty far. Reaches back far as well. And he's full 360 there. The bicep swivel works good. It's a little bit tight, but it's not too bad. Double jointed elbows look good. He gets some good range there, even though he's so bulky. The wrist and ball pegs work the way they should, and they're also pretty durable. So these hands go on and come off pretty tight, but this wrist peg is very durable, so it's good. I like to mention that in all my videos, and I'll continue to keep mentioning that. We don't want those breaking. So the ab crunch on this guy, he doesn't crunch forward very far, but he does crunch back a pretty good amount, a lot better than the forward crunch. Leaning side to side, you get a little bit of tilt there. This goes in a full 360, which is good. The range of motion in his legs works really well also for this 3.0 to get him in some really good poses there. The thigh swivel is nice and smooth. The double jointed knee works well. And then we've gotten away from the double ball peg ankle joints for Vegeta, and these are built like a legendary Super Saiyan Goku, so it's a good hinge there, going forwards and backwards. Side to side works really good as well. So there's some good articulation in this guy. The toe hinge works good as well. I don't really pose my figure. I hardly ever use a toe hinge, like ever. Leave a comment below if you guys make use of that. Articulation for this guy is good. The overall aesthetic look, I like it. The price point is really good. So far is a good figure release. We finally get the 3.0 Majin Vegeta that we always wanted. So we'll get into some quick height comparisons for this 3.0 Majin Vegeta. So here he is next to the rest of the Vegeta releases, both 2.0, I guess you call Daima 4.0, and then the other 3.0. So even though he looks stocky and stumpy, I guess you would say, he's still in the same height and scale with the rest of the Vegetas. The only short Vegeta is Daima Vegeta. So you don't have to worry about this guy being out of scale on your shelf, which is good. So my overall thoughts on this guy, I think he's a really good release. I mean, we need an updated version of all the figures that we have in our collection. I would say as long as you don't have his shoulders all the way out like that and push him in, I think the aesthetic look is really good. It has to be like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I'm always biased because I like all the Dragon Ball Z figures. The articulation, again, 9 or a 10 out of 10. Like, this guy has way more range of motion than the 2.0s, and it has more range of motion than the Beast Deities 3.0. So, I mean, the best articulated Vegeta figure out there right now, I believe, is Daima, because of all the things that that one can do, and this one's not far behind that one. So again, I got mine from hobbymodelsstore.com. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to go ahead and add this guy to your collection. So if you feel like this video was helpful, you can go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to keep an eye out for my next videos to come, go ahead and subscribe. Until then, thank you for watching.